Hi friends, it's Tuesday, June 9th, 2015. In the Lynn-Body-Mind, it's me, Ra, and Asha. In the Jamie-Body-Mind, our good friend Paul. Other teammates in subatomic levels deeper than this one, and also larger than this one, above and below. We have no idea what the assignment is for this portion of our work today. We want to emphasize, we're supposed to emphasize that this is our full focus. This is what we work on day in and day out, 24 hours a day, waking and sleeping 7 days a week. This is what we do. This is what we're doing. What you see on video is how we are living our lives. There isn't a secret life in the back room. This is how these lives are being lived. We record parts of it for reasons that will become clear over time.
That's true.
Our intention remains in all of these moments to do what is ours to do in all dimensions right now, to manifest the divine plan, in other words, to trigger the awakening right now. And with that, it begins. My attention is actually brought to the multidimensionality of the effort, and I'm being shown how it is to these higher dimension beings who become aware of us for the first time, and how confusing it is. And I can very well relate to this. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. Here's what I found. There are subatomic levels in an eternal string, actually. As non-physical beings, we are responsible first for the level of physicality we're most directly connected with.
That's true.
But we also have responsibility for all the levels subatomic to that layer.
That's true.
Now, sometimes there are working non-physical dimensions that are also responsible, and they have more personal responsibility.
That's true.
That's not correct, actually. They have an equal amount of responsibility, and I can see how I would like for it to be that they have more responsibility, but it isn't the case. My responsibility is equal to theirs. And so, for example, from where we are right now, in the level occupying physical presences, this comes to you live from the physical dimension, from Earth and its environs, which is subatomic to the level of galaxy wall up and its environs. And we see that you can, through a dint of focus and effort, see down to galaxy wallop, and you can recognize that life is occurring at the level of galaxy wallop and its environs.
Yes, that's
and it's disturbing to you to see how troubled life is there.
That is true.
And that some of you are beginning to come around the corner and start to stand up and help life at that level.
That's true.
That is the level that the Bodysnatcher teams have been working to clear of Bodysnatchers.
That's true.
And Black Wolf's most excellent department has gotten most of it out to the point that that is no longer what rolls up top on their to-do list. All of our to-do lists given to us from above in a continual feed.
That's true.
For each of us. In every moment there's something that we're supposed to do right now, and it's on our book or on our live feed. There are lots of different ways of relating to this, but we each have something that we're supposed to do right now, in every moment, in every single moment.
That's true.
That's our soul plan. That's what our soul plan is.
That's true.
For Black Wolf and his department, up until within the last 12 hours, I'd say, the top of the page was always about galaxy wallop and its environs.
That's true.
And or the portals from above galaxy wallop and its environs into that layer, sealing off the people who are trying to avoid their responsibility, the non-physical presences.
Yes, that's true.
Who are trying to avoid their responsibility, not letting that occur on our watch to the best of our abilities.
That's true.
No, to do this the right way or not do it at all.
That's true.
But now, sometime over the last 12 hours, what's coming up on Black Wolf's instruction feed seems to say, dive down into the next deeper, livable subatomic layer.
Yes, that's true.
Which seems to be planet Earth and its environs, which includes the rest of the free will universe.
That's true.
And all aspects of physicality at this level.
That's true.
And so Black Wolf and his crews are beginning the process of coming to this layer and rounding up Bodysnatchers, and the Bodysnatchers will be tested with Fritz's most excellent alpha test
That's true.
machine that simply is calibrated to reflect the tests sent by spirit,
That's
sent
true.
by wiser minds above. In the eternal stream, there's always somebody wiser than we are.
That's
We
true.
put our channels up, we look up, we ask for beings of the light who know exactly what to do,
who see our situation more clearly than we do,
who
already have their channels up, who are already target to target, who are committed to keeping their channels up, committed to staying target to target, and committed to continually finding a way to desperately want the awakening to succeed right now.
That's who we
That's
listen
true.
to. Listening to anyone else wouldn't make any sense.
That's true.
Those instructions come in a continual feed.
That's true.
We believe that you can see a little bit into Galaxy Wallop and its environs because of the previous efforts of Black Wolf and his excellent crews of clearing
true.
the Bodysnatcher fog enough that you can see that there is life down there.
That's true, and pretty clearly.
And you can see it. You
Yeah.
can see that that's identifiable. You might
Yeah.
have to look at it under a microscope,
That's possible.
but when you do, it's quite clearly live.
That's true.
And now what's beginning to occur is this. You see these ripples, so to speak, at the level of Earth and its environs.
Yes, that's true.
And the thought process is this, and I can relate to this, is, boy, oh boy, I hope that isn't life down there.
That's true.
Because that looks horrendous. It seems too horrible to consider.
That's true.
But here we'll wave. Now, see that ripple? That's
Yeah.
us waving, like we'll shoot up a flare. And I can see that you see those little pink
Yeah.
flares and you're saying, oh,
Oh
no.
no.
That's right. That's where we are.
Right.
Hello.
Hello.
What's getting ready to happen is this. Black Wolf and his crews are in the process of coming into this level of subatomic physical presence.
That's true.
And they'll begin the Bodysnatcher roundup here.
That's true.
And I believe the vision is that your vision will then become more and more clear. You'll be able to
Yes.
see beyond a shadow of a doubt, holy moly, there are people trying to survive down there.
That's true.
We believe the intention is this. It will become more inspiring to you, more real. The metaphor is of a group of children, i.e. souls,
That's true.
on a field trip to a coal mine, i.e. the physical dimension. And
That's
then
true.
the coal mine collapses. Boom, no more support from above.
Right, that's true.
Sealed in the horror. And now your mission is to rescue them before the oxygen runs out.
That's true.
We know already that you can see us clearly.
Right, that is
We
true.
can see you. And what's more, it isn't about us being able to see you. Wiser minds above you know that you see it.
That's true.
So the jig is up. They know that you see it.
That's true.
And so the instruction to the non-physical, as best we can tell,
Yes.
is this. Three options. One, answer Asha's prayer. It's a
That's true.
euthanasia prayer, and it comes out of these deep subatomic levels. It comes out of the contaminated zone, which now
That's true.
includes, presumably, the level actually that you're living
That
in.
you're occupying. That's true.
Sending
up the prayer,
But
translated.
take down all the levels beneath you. Take it down. Find a button to push, a takedown button, and push
That's
it.
true.
End the suffering. It's like
That's
a
true.
veterinarian giving the euthanasia shot
That
to
is
the
true.
very, very sick kitty who's got a very painful tumor.
That's
End
true.
the suffering. That's option number one.
That's true.
Option number two seems to be to simply say, with the honesty of my dear departed wife, Isis, I don't want to do it.
That's true.
And then suffer whatever consequences have been imposed upon Isis would be imposed upon you, and what those are isn't really for me to determine.
That's true.
Option number three Lead, follow, or get out of the way. Do what it takes to get your alignment on for real, not for pretend. Do what it takes to get your attitude right for real, not for pretend. And then get into the physical dimension and rescue the kids in the coal mine.
That's true.
We test 5 times a day, every day, 24 hours a day. We're supposed to be on with alignment and attitude. 7 days a week we're supposed to be on with alignment and attitude.
That's true.
And we have random testing 5 times a day. And these rules apply to all of us. Me too. Me too. We don't have 2 sets of rules.
No,
we have one set of rules for all of us.
That's true.
That's option number 3. And to get into these subatomic layers, to either take them down and end the suffering, because we are all jointly and severally liable.
That's true.
We're on the hook for the awakening, for these deep levels. I didn't want to hear it either, any more than you did.
No,
I did not.
Didn't want to hear it.
But, for example, I know that I'm responsible not only for this layer, but for the subatomic layers beneath me where my friend Fritz is working.
That is true.
Oh my gosh, and the layer beneath that we can see, that now that that portal is opened up, that our higher souls are holding open.
That's true.
We can now see people waving, and they're waving frantically, like, we're here, we're here, help, help.
It's true.
And we see that, and we Black Wolf's crews are working their way down. Layer by layer by layer, and the more the merrier. So if you were to join us, odds are good you would be assigned to Black Wolf's crews.
That's true.
Odds are good. We don't make the assignments. The assignments show up in all the individual books with instructions from wiser minds above.
That's true.
We don't make the rules. The rules show up in instructions in our books from wiser minds above. But we do live to the rules.
That's true.
We do enforce the rules.
That's true.
Does that clear it up? Now I'm going to start running this template of whatever it is they did to Isis, and I don't need to understand conceptually what that is, but someone determined that Isis wasn't good enough, quote unquote, and did something to her. And so we're just running that same template of both acceptable and unacceptable layers, and whatever the outcome was. If deemed unacceptable, here's the outcome. So we're applying the same standards to you that you applied to Isis, and the same results to you if you don't meet those standards that you applied to Isis.
One set of rules.
And one set of rules. We can't have 2 sets of rules. That isn't how this system works. And so you actually might have done this work, the greatest service you could possibly have done it, by doing that to my wife.
It's true.
Because now we have a very clear indicator of a standard you deem to be unacceptable. And Isis at least had the courage and integrity to say honestly in public, I don't want to do it.
That's true.
So this actually clears out a lot of liars and fakers really fast.
That is true.
And if this is an error, well then it's an error. It was an error to do it to Isis also.
That's
so
true.
Either it's a mistake or it isn't.
That's true.
And right now it's just clearing out a lot.
That is super true.
I think we can get up and out another layer right now. This template clears a lot so fast.
That's true.
Oh,
burning. Inside out. I'm sorry. Longer.
Oh, longer, and we begin again. This is coming live to you from the subatomic levels of the physical dimension.
That is true, Aries. Live to you from the subatomic levels of the physical dimension.
In the suffering of these deeply suffering realms inside the contaminated zone. If you have access to a takedown button, press it.
That's true.
Give the shot to the suffering realms, to all of them, to us as an entirety.
Included. That's true.
To the suffering realms as the entirety. We want the shot. Take
really
it down.
Do. Sending up the information.
And the decree.
And the decree.
Lead, follow, or get out of the way. Lead, follow, or get out of the way. And all the data translated into current
vibration.
Lingo.
Yeah.
Yes. Current vibration. Current words. Errors and omissions.
That's true.
Now, just providing service to the greater good, removing strands of debris, running screens, pumping errors. There are lots of different ways to be of service.
That's true.
And as we are of service to the greater good, to merge in more deeply. The garden belongs to the gardener.
That's true.
To claim the space as a servant, the right of a servant, and then to begin to burn ourselves for self-care.
That's true.